Yo, what's up, homies? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but I finally got everything set back up, finished with my move, and ready to get back into the YouTube grind. Today, we're winning on the very last guy, the final assault at Trayan Citadel, Argon versus Maloric, the final battle. This first objective, super easy for attack. You guys pretty much spawn right on top of it. It's just a basic kill objective with 2 points, one on the tower, one on the left side. If you can't take it, it's a skill issue for the whole team and not just you alone. As far as defending this objective is concerned, there's a couple things you can do to kind of hold them back, and those engineer walls is one of them. Basically, the point is right where I'm standing right now, and if you could just give your team a little bit of time to get in there, you can possibly build up enough momentum to push the enemy team back, and they do need to capture both points. So if you can hold down just one, you can buy yourself some time on this objective, or maybe even stop them on this objective entirely. I have seen it done. Not that it's impossible to stop them here. It is just very, very challenging because, like I said before, they pretty much spawn directly on top of it. Now, one thing I don't think I've actually covered before as far as special abilities are concerned is the bandages, guys. The bandages are a sleeping menace. You want to save these for when you see a teammate that's knocked down and use them on them. You don't want to just randomly use them on teammates that need health because they can still heal themselves. Whereas the teammates that are knocked down, rather than killing them like I just killed that guy, you can just immediately bring them back up with about half health depending on their class. Now, as far as escorting the battering ram is concerned for Agatha, this is a very challenging objective when you get up to the bridge. So I need you to do a couple of things, right? One of those things is going to be pretty standard, staying together with your team, not rushing it alone, because the Masons are just going to end up jumping on that bridge, clobbering it, and you're just going to be stuck behind a respawn screen fairly quickly if you run in alone there. Even the best players struggle to manage it alone on this map in particular. However, staying with your team and W keying the heck out of that bridge. I don't care what's in front of you. Get your team together, run up, and just don't let off the W key. Eventually, more allies will come up and get the guys that end up slipping through the cracks because you do spawn at the base of the bridge. But if you don't W key, you will not make progress. The Masons will banner down, and you will simply be stuck here. You will not make any progress, and you'll just consistently die. You'll remain outnumbered, and it's just a bad time. It's a bad time for Agatha on this bridge. This bridge is ridiculous. The devs, I feel like they rushed the game, and they didn't add enough stuff in that they should have added on this map. Not only is it missing, like, a second ram, for example, right, like on Lion's Fire, it's also missing a lot of healing boxes or supply crates, whatever you want to call them. But you need to W key this bridge. It's pretty much the only way to take it alongside your team. Obviously, use your horns appropriately, and when you get a big clump like the one I'm looking at right now, that is a spectacular time to banner down and keep your team running, because like I mentioned, there is a severe lack of supply crates at this part of the map. One other neat trick that I've started doing on this map is playing offensive engineer on this particular part of the objective to build this little protection area like I've got set up right now. Your allies can stand behind it to heal up, just like I'm doing, and it offers protection from that menacing ballista. A siege crossbowman is very useful there for the offense as well, but that's just two ways to deal with that ballista. Obviously, you can just run up and take him out, but he gets replaced, and eventually you can't stay there forever. Now, defending the battering ram, as far as the engineer work is concerned, there's not a lot you can do at the beginning of this objective where I am right now, but where you're on the bridge, this is what you want to do. You want to build along the Mason's left side of the ramp. Why the left side? Because the ballista is going to mow them down on the right side. So if you build up on the left side, you're congesting them up over there, and then the right side is either going to, one, die to soldiers, or two, die to the ballista. And you'll basically just have them stuck, right? If the team isn't W keying, like that team, unlike that team right there, they definitely were, then you'll just get the stop. It's a really easy actually to win on this map in various places as defense, but specifically this objective is where I see attack stop the most. So congest them up on this side, mow them down with a ballista on the right side, and obviously win your fights. If you can banner down, I want you to put the banner behind the ram, not in front of it. And the reason for that being is if you put it up front, eventually it's just going to get destroyed. And your teammates that are low, they won't have a safe haven to really go and just kind of sit on your banner and allow you to accumulate a bunch of points off of it. You're going to get the most points, the most healing, and the most help from your team if you put it behind the ram where it's protected. Not only is it protected from just regular soldiers cutting it down, it's also protected from those pesky siege crossbowmen who are actually smart enough to attack the banners and not the other players. Alright, if you're still with me at this point, congratulations. Seriously, give yourself a pat on the back. You're part of one of my favorite viewers, the ones who actually watch the video all the way through. Make it to the 6-minute mark. You, for the most part, watch the video all the way through. That's according to my previous videos analytics. Now, there's something special I want to do for you guys specifically. To celebrate this final How to Win guide for Trayan Citadel, and just to say a huge thank you to everyone who has helped me grow on YouTube as so much faster than I really expected. I really expected myself to sit at like 40 to 50 stubs for like a year, but I've already tripled that in half the time. I am going to be giving away 4 keys to the game Fiefdom, and there's 3 simple free things you have to do. The first thing you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed, that's alright. Hit that button now down below, and you have done the first part. The second, I need you to comment on this video with the words giveaway in some way, shape, or form. You don't have to just say giveaway, but just mention that you want to be a part of it. Third, I need you to join my Discord server because that is when I will be setting everything up and what the randomization will be based off of. I'll be using the MEE6 app or bot to actually run the giveaway. So you do need to be in the Discord server, and once you join the Discord server, I do need you to verify. There is a whole channel for it. You select all your roles and you verify. A lot of people forget to do that, so just remember to do that so you can actually participate. All right, now getting back into destroying the gate on Trayan Citadel. First of all, if you've gotten this far, your team is absolutely capable of pulling this off. It is still just as challenging as that last little bit push of the ram to actually complete the last objective. Now it just comes down to execution. You can protect your teammates by body blocking for them. You should be able to drop engineer walls. I actually haven't tried that. It might not let you, so don't quote me on that. But you need to body block them, counter enemy attacks that are going towards the teammates that are on the ram because those attacks will not land. You need about 10 or so hits in total to break that gate down, guys. Same principles for all your special abilities. Just get the job done there. Now, as far as defending the gate, it's also going to be pretty similar, but that ballista and, I hate to say it, archers are going to play a key role here. Archers can sit up right to the right of where I'm fighting Olympia here and just kill every single person that gets on the ramp and single-handedly stop the enemy team from getting the objective. One thing you can do to keep the ballista alive is you can build walls just like this. Build yourself a little bunker, as I like to call it, first person, and those pesky archers, they will not hit you, and you'll be safe from everyone except for those guys running up on you. On this next objective, blasting through the city, here's a little fun fact. You actually don't need every single spot. Those middle walls that the teams tend to cluster around, I have seen a handful of matches where they just never got broken down. I do believe on this first section you do need it, but on the second one you do not. That is the one that I have seen incomplete where the objective has progressed on to defending the courtyard or attacking the courtyard. The barrels are in a few different spots. One of them right over there. The other one's in a little like hut building type thing that's like type half destroyed. And the third will be right in front of the courtyard off to the front of the church on the left side of Agatha. That banner right there, that one is placed perfectly. You don't have a lot of supply boxes to really place good banners down next to them. That one was a very good one. Now, I know you see right now it says I have 8.5 minutes to complete this objective, or rather, me and my team have 8.5 minutes, right? Do not take advantage of that because there is a lot to do. There's essentially 3 whole sections to this before we get to the next objective. This is 3 objectives built into one, kind of like how the push the convoy objective is on Dark Forest, where you have this whole road to get up, and there's various stages where the spawns are going to change. Same kind of idea here, except it is so much harder to do because your spawns are only going to move once you get a certain number of these spots blown up. Like I said, you don't need all of them, but you do need at least all but one to progress to the next stage. Don't take advantage of the time and escort your barrel carriers. I see all the time that the barrel carriers will try to run around and get flanks on the enemies or something like that. You see that guy right there? He's basically my escort. He's fighting that whole team. He did end up dying for it, but ended up getting the barrel in. Hold off these guys for long enough, and this is going to explode. There we are, on to the next stage for this objective. Do not take advantage of that time. You see, that took me 2 whole minutes just to get through that far, and we still have more things to go through. If you have a team that puts up more resistance than this one did, you are going to struggle. This is a very defensive heavy map, so it will be hard for offense on basically every single objective, especially the last one. It is so hard to win with Argon, guys. I've only done it maybe 40% of the time that I've gotten Argon. It's definitely less than half, and it's not even due to the tack. It's literally just because a lot of the times your entire team will run up to get Malric, and maybe 3 guys sit around with Argon, but we'll talk about the rest of that later. When you're defending the city, as the Masons, your engineers are going to play a crucial role at defending the spot. I chose to build it this one because this one just tends to be a favorite for people cluster around. So if I could buy as much time as I could possibly buy here, it will make a difference in the long run. And in this match, it did. I ended up defending the courtyard, and the Malric gameplay that we will see later is an entirely different match altogether. So defending here, engineer down just like that. Notice how I didn't build a full wall. I built a little bit of a choke point so that allies can get in and out of it, defend from the back. If someone has a spear, they can stand behind the walls and go through, or people can just get back and hit off a bandage while other allies are still defending on the front of them. All of that just for one section, right? Because the main wall is going to be a lot harder to get. And I'm going to be doing this all the way through on multiple points here. The enemies can still get through there, but so can't the teammates. And that's the important part. You're not building a choke point so that the enemies can get through. You're building the choke point so that allies can still defend the objective. It is super touchy here as the engineer, so make sure to take some time on this map and really figure out exactly where you can place things down. This was my first time trying to figure it out, and as you can see, I'm just taking hits, figuring out where I can drop these walls. So do keep that in mind, that if you want to be an ace engineer, this is going to take you a couple of tries to figure out all of the touchy spots on this map. So there are a lot of fight spots on this map. If the one I'm fighting in now, there's hallways and doors that end up getting blown open, where people can either try to slip through cracks or get a barrel through or what have you, right? So if you have a party of 4, I think it's a good idea if your team splits up, covers all of those areas. If you don't, I would actually recommend you guys fighting on the main line, which is right in front of me right now. You'll see about 15 or so guys fighting it out. It's team v team over there. That's where I want you to fight if you're playing solo. If you're playing a party, covering those flanks is going to be very crucial. to making sure that the guys that are on the main line don't get hit in the back or barrels don't slip. All right, now we're attacking the courtyard. So this is really important, guys. Flanking or just hoping nobody hits you on your way in with the barrel is the #1 way the majority of the barrels end up getting into the zone. Watch what I'm doing right now. I'm just running around the fight. I picked up a barrel off the ground. I did end up putting some damage in on this guy, but my whole team was around. It's okay. And I just run right through the door. There's 3 guys to my right, like 4 guys to my left. I can get 2 barrels in right here. I got hit at the very last second there. I got 40% of the objective complete just by doing that. That is going to be the primary way you get the barrels in. Winning the fight before you have all 5 barrels planted down is extremely hard because of the spawns on this. So that is going to be your primary way of getting in. And then once you get all 5 in and you have the views, your spawn is then pushed back. So then it becomes a lot easier to hold that area. And then you don't even have to hold that area for a super long time. You only have to hold it for 30 seconds. When it comes down to defending this, I want you to do the one thing that's going to counter that. I want you to stack your team inside the courtyard and build walls just like I did right there. And putting up 1 or 2 walls on the doors on either side as well, just to make that a little bit of a tighter area, will help tremendous. My team ended up winning the fight on the front line here, but as you can see, even that guy, he was able to get a barrel in and a second on the ground right there just by flanking through, because people are just so oblivious, or they simply don't understand how to use the chase mechanic to catch up to somebody flanking. It is so easy to get those barrels in. Keep your eyes on the entrances, and you will have this as long as your team isn't completely incompetent or just getting rolled over by the offense. All right, guys, moving on to the final battle in all of Chivalry 2, Argon versus Malric. You guys know how this goes. I'm going to show you the entirety of the VIP playthrough all the way to the end, this time from both sides. So what we're going to do here as Argon is we're going to take advantage of banners, and we're going to stay with our team. And then the third crucial thing that ends up being very important here is being better than the opposing VIP. Why? Because the weapons on Argon and Malric deal double the damage of the weapons that they're designed after, right? So Argon has a long sword and Malric has a great sword. Argon's long sword deals double damage, and Malric's great sword deals double damage. The reason for that being is because you need to be able to kill the other VIP who has an enormous health pool. Argon, just having a longsword, has a very large advantage against Malric because you can just gamble 90% of the greatsword attacks and hit, and you are the only one who can interrupt Malric with jabs or weapon attacks. Anybody can land a kick on a VIP, but it is only the other VIP that is going to be able to hit them and interrupt their attack or jab them out of an attack. Very, very important that you actually do engage in this fight here. And Malric put himself exactly where I want him. I love it when the VIPs, or specifically Malric, goes up on that balcony. Talk about it a little bit more when I do play as Malric. But that area is just such a great kill zone. And I just find it hilarious that everyone goes up there. But as you saw, I jumped down off that balcony and I just came back and rejoined my team, even though it took a lot of damage off of his team, right? And that's really just the name of the game, is staying with your team. And then when you need to heal, you just jump right back on top of your banner, heal back up, and then when you have another opening, you get back in.
My father looks down on you with pity and shame. How far you have fallen.
Father entrusted me with the defense of the kingdom in his absence. I will die before revoking that promise.
Indeed.
Alright guys, moving on to Malric. I want you to do a very important thing. I know you spawn on the balcony. Don't even go on it. It's not worth your time. Stay right here by the door, and then you end up doing your fights on the stairs, upper portions of the stairs themselves, wherever your team is coming in with a spawn wave. Now, the reason we don't go on that balcony is because Agathians can just rain arrows on you, they can throw fire pots on you, and they can swarm you and eventually push you off of the balcony, leading to your immediate death and loss of the match. So just don't do it. You're losing the game for your team unless Argon just severely messes up somewheres or charges your team or whatever. If Argon does something dumb, right? You can notice even I'm not letting myself get backed up here. I'm killing all of those guys and then getting off of the balcony. I'm dropping a banner and I'm dropping it over here where I'm not shown to everybody else in the match. You are the main character and your life is the match. Do not let yourself just take free damage by being on that stupid balcony. I did come off of a couple of times just because teammates were swarming me and I couldn't walk around, but I immediately got right back off of that balcony. And then you see me coming right down here and fighting by the stairs where I had a whole group of allies that ended up dying pretty quickly, but that's entirely besides the point, guys. Same idea as Argon, abuse your banners as well and staying with your team. But for Malric, your positioning is by far the most important thing. If attack did get to this point, your team is probably just outclassed. So your best bet is playing positioning over everything else.
Chivalry trusted me with the defense of the kingdom in his absence. I will die before revoking that promise.
The reign of the Mason Order ends here. Today, there is no stopping the will of the people.
That's all the tips I have for you guys today. If you want to know about another map, the series will be linked below. Everything you need to become a Chivalry 2 team objective winner. Don't forget, if you want a Fight Them game key for free, join the giveaway, subscribe to the channel, comment giveaway down below, and join my community Discord. All the links you need are down below, so be sure to check those out. The future of this channel will be my Chivalry 2 competitive matches and a variety of other games, so be sure to keep an eye on your notifications as well, because live streaming is just around the corner. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.
I will convert you to cutlets. Our house, Derby. I will convert you to cutlets. Our house, Derby. Argon wears